Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program on ChatGPT for the insurance industry.
Yes, thanks, Govind. I see you've started the recording as well.
Recording, yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Over to
Benefit
you,
of everyone.
Govind.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Thanks, Arul, for a nice introduction. Right. So, let's get started with understanding what is ChatGPT, and then we will do some searches. We will go live into search ChatGPT and see how it pans out. So what is ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT, if you really see, is both a chatbot and a search engine. Okay, that is the core thing. Whereas Google, if you see, is only a search engine. Okay, that is the key difference between ChatGPT and Google. Okay, so it brings a conversational style of asking questions, right? You have some doubts, you have some questions, you have some clarifications. You will ask someone who knows the subject, right? You will ask someone who is an expert. You will ask someone, who is probably more experienced than you, or probably you will go and ask your teachers, people whom you consider as gurus, right? So similarly, you can ask ChatGPT. Okay. You also ask Google, but the problem with Google is it gives a lot of information to the extent that it is an information overload. Okay. That particular layer is taken away now. Okay. That is the biggest advantage with ChatGPT. It gives just one response. Okay. You can go and ask ChatGPT to provide an additional response, but essentially it gives just a single response. So please keep this in mind. The other thing is ChatGPT is part of an organization called OpenAI. It is supported by both Elon Musk as well as Microsoft. Okay. If you see the browser market, right, is dominated by Google. Microsoft has got a browser called as Bing. Previously, I don't know how many of you remember, they used to have something called Internet Explorer, right? Now they have Bing. So they are trying to capture the market again. Probably this will help. Okay. So how is Google viewing all of this? They are definitely feeling the heat. Okay. It is like if a new competition has gotten, how will all the people in the existing market leader will feel? That is how the environment is in Google. Okay. Google also faces a predicament. Okay. It is not that Google is not aware of this technology. Okay. In fact, this whole technology has been introduced to the world by Google. Okay. That is the irony of everything. It is Google's engineers who introduce this technology to the world. They normally, share, they do research and write, research papers. No, that's how this was introduced. They were sitting on it because they know that if a product like ChatGPT is introduced, it is going to eat into their cash cow. So how will they launch a product that will eat into their cash cow, right? Let's say, for example, I'll give an automobile example. Okay, in the Indian market, Innova, is a very strong player, right? Toyota Innova is there. Okay, so why will Toyota introduce another product that will eat into Innova? Is that possible? That's the kind of thing Google is facing now. It is like their best performing product will be under a lot of stress if a new product is introduced. So they are aware, okay, they are discussing, they know that they have to do something, but what they are going to do, when they are going to do, was what they were discussing, and suddenly you have ChatGPT coming and taking over the world and the market. Okay, if you see the hardcore artificial intelligence research, it is normally only 3 or 4 companies. Okay, one is Google, the other is Meta. which is nothing but Facebook, right? Then you have Microsoft. Okay, these are the three companies that are at the forefront of doing research in artificial intelligence. Then you also have Amazon, right? That is there. Then you have Apple to some extent. But essentially, it is only these four companies that are doing a lot of research in artificial intelligence. Because to do research in artificial intelligence, you require a lot of money, no? You require a lot of computational power. Only these companies have got a lot of resources, so they are doing it. Okay. So, like that, Google developed, and in fact, the technology name is known as transformer technology. Okay. So, it is Google, ironically, that introduced this technology, and because of that, they are facing the heat. Okay. It is more than 3 months, they have still not come back, right? Normally, when your competition launches a product, if you are a market leader, you immediately go and launch, a product. No, Google has not done that. That is the situation. It is a predicament, right? If each one of us can put ourselves in the shoes of Google, right? What will you do if such a thing is there? So that is the problem that Google is facing now. Okay. So what are the use cases? Someone said, it is used to create reports, right? It can analyze data. It can provide content for PowerPoint presentation. A lot of us spend, long hours to prepare PowerPoint presentation. It can even write software, okay, and even debug. Debug is the process of correcting mistakes. It can suggest SEO-friendly titles, okay, if you are into digital marketing and all that, okay. It can even transcribe and translate. It can suggest the right formula and even Excel macros. So literally, anything under the sun is now possible with ChatGPT. Okay, you have to try. That is how this technology is going. So if you really see, this is all, as I said, the paper that Google engineers wrote. In fact, this is written by, the lead researcher was an Indian. Okay. Attention is all you need is the paper in which the transformer technology, the generative pre-trained transformer, that is what is known as GPT. The transformer as a technology was introduced, in this paper. Okay, somewhere in 2017. Google, introduces this, and now they are facing the heat, right? So this type of AI is known as generative AI. We call it as Gen AI, primarily because it deals with content. See, artificial intelligence is intelligence, right? What is the intelligence you are talking about? Intelligence that exists in content. That is, how do I express my intelligence? I express my intelligence in the form of words I speak, right? In the form of sentences I write, in the form of content I develop. That is how I am exhibiting my intelligence. So now that intelligence is now developed or now available with the help of software. Okay. So anything to do with content, it can do. Please note that it is Gen AI, generative AI. Because as I said, we exhibit our intelligence in the form of words, right? If I ask someone, prove that you are intelligent, you will say that a few things, right? I was the best employee in my company. I solved this problem, right? I turned around, my department in my previous company. So you say a few words, right? Through those words you exhibit. So now the software captures the intelligence behind the words. Okay. So this comes with a lot of innovations, and that makes it very interesting. Please note that GPT is not without its issues. Okay? It is not always consistent, just like humans. It's not always right. and the core system, right? We are accessing through internet, but behind that there is the core artificial intelligence system that is not connected to internet. So what I'm trying to say is, if I ask ChatGPT, will are tickets available for favorite movie that I like, ChatGPT will not give the answer because it is not connected to internet. Okay. Or if I tell which is the topmost insurance company in India in terms of the policies processed last year, it cannot answer because it is not connected to internet. The other thing is, at this point it only uses database until 2021. Okay, so recent data is not part of the system. Okay, recent data is not part of the system. I'm sure this all can be fixed. This is not something very big, right? Can be fixed. Okay, so with that, now we will also see what are the issues, right? Someone asked a question about jobs, right? See, the current version definitely delivers productivity gains. Okay, it definitely delivers productivity gains, but is it going to lead to job loss? Very early to say. Okay, the current generation, we call it as ChatGPT 3. Okay, that means it is the third generation. When the third becomes 5 and 5 becomes 10, that is when the risk comes. Matter of time, another 5 years, that will happen. What is going to happen to us? It is anybody's guess. Okay, so lot of questions, right? We have to see where it is going to take us. Any questions? I'm going to switch and get into the PPT. I mean the core ChatGPT, and we will go through some prompts actually. Any questions? Any thoughts?
Sir, you said like till 2021, it uses the data up to 2021. So
Right.
that means then there is a question of it efficiency, if I'm not wrong. Because if I need to search for or maybe look for any perfect information, something kind of, so it would not give us an updated in data or outflow, right? So
Correct.
in that sense, how is going to help in actual practice?
See, the question is,
Yeah.
at this point, it is not connected, Bhavani, right? I'm sure, they can connect it. It's not going to take much effort from them. They want to restrict because, at this point, it is offered freely, right? They are not making money. They are just experimenting. Okay. Because that's how they introduced. To be
So
honest with you,
it's like wait and watch scenario.
but they will introduce it. It's a matter of time.
Okay, okay, thank you.
See, it is like, a new employee comes into your company, Bhavani, right? In 6 months, that employee understands your systems, process, and ready to contribute, right?
Transition period.
That's all. This is the transition period. In fact, actually speaking, nobody thought ChatGPT will become such a big hit. Okay. Everyone knew it is good technology, but nobody thought it is going to become such a big hit. No, it happens, right? Sometimes everyone is waiting for something, but nobody states that they are waiting, and that's how it happens, right?
Fine, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So with whatever you said, it's
Yes.
just a matter of time that
Yeah.
I can get a dynamic information as to whether the tickets are available for a particular movie right
Yeah.
now for a particular screen, isn't it?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt. Matter of time.
Thank you.
Yep. So, what is the question you want to ask here? Anyone? What is the question you want to ask?
Font is very small. We're not able to read.
Yes, I will increase the font size. No, I mean, I said let's be, font. In fact, I asked a few questions. Okay, for insurance, I've already asked and it has answered. I asked a few questions. How will insurance penetration will be in future? Okay, it says it is difficult to predict. However, it is expected to increase significantly. It talks about the growth is driven by factors. Okay, it is talks about the government's push to increase insurance coverage. It talks about Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. It talks about digital insurance, accelerated by COVID and all that. Okay, I asked one more question: how to improve the insurance industry's penetration in India? Okay, it came up with a lot of interesting, like awareness, technology, simplification of process, innovative products, government initiatives, partnership with banks, and other things. So any questions you want to ask? Any questions you want to ask?
Where does India as a country stands in terms of insurance, or maybe from the whole world?
Okay. Where does India stand for insurance industry? Is there anything you want ChatGPT to consider? Do you want anything specific?
Maybe a contribution of India in the overall, international GDP kind, in terms of insurance industry.
Okay. India stand, okay. In terms of GDP. Let's ask. It's very, network error it is throwing, but it has given some answers. Let me refresh this.
Mr. Govind, can you read it out?
Yes.
How it comes? Yeah.
It says it's been growing. It talks about regulated by the IRDA. It talks about the 2021 data. It is estimated to account approximately 4% of the country's GDP. Okay. The sector has seen significant growth in recent years with the introduction of new insurance products and increased awareness. Despite this growth, insurance penetration in India remains low. Okay, it is only about 4%. The Indian government has taken steps through the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana and Suraksha Bima Yojana. And so it says, in conclusion, the insurance industry has significant growth potential. Is there anything specific? See, the beauty I liked in ChatGPT is specific.
Govind, suppose I want to know the working of public sector versus private sector in insurance industry. Like,
With
what will be the answer?
No, within that, what do you want, sir? How will you?
No, suppose I want to know, like, what is the difference between New India Assurance and ICICI? Can I get that sort of specific?
In terms of
efficiency, premium, claims, or administration?
Efficiency and premium between ICICI
and managing.
And New India Assurance, sir.
Yeah,
So
New
you-
India Assurance versus ICICI.
I suggest you make it as ICICI Lombard. That
ICICI
ICICI
Lombard.
Lombard. Yeah.
Yes.
Friends, this is only an example. Don't take it seriously.
Even maybe the various products what we have comparatively.
Sorry, can you be specific?
How are our coverages in certain, like maybe some LOBs better comparison between maybe we can take a cyber insurance also, like, how is it better? New India's coverages are better or private ICICI coverages are better?
Okay, let's ask that question. See, the good thing I noticed, in ChatGPT is the more specific you ask, the better it is. Okay, let's ask the specific question. Which one will you recommend between
Here
the...
in this example, the ChatGPT has justified both the companies.
Okay, let's ask this question. Which one will you recommend between the two for a motor insurance policy? Let's ask this question and see what ChatGPT. It says, as a neutral AI language model, I don't have preference. It talks about what are the factors it should consider. Premiums, customer service. It says, the choice will depend on your specific needs and budgets.
It's justified.
Quite diplomatic, actually.
Quite diplomatic, yes.
Diplomatic, yeah, very diplomatic.
Let's say this, you are giving a diplomatic answer.
You should say coverage, Govind. You should say coverage terms.
Okay.
Rather, a claim settlement ratio also, I think, will give a better answer.
Okay. Of the two companies, which has got a higher claims settlement ratio? It's explaining the claim settlement. I don't have access and may not be publicly available.
So that means IRDA reports are not synced.
I don't know. Let's ask.
It's
You
2020,
should have
I could be.
access to 2021 data.
no, the data is in public domain.
I think claim settlement, I'm not sure whether
It's
companies are
publicly
giving
available.
it,
Yeah.
no, whether companies are submitting to IRDA department-wise, I'm not sure, because this is, you're
Possible.
asking about a specific policy.
No, it's on overall basis, not as a product specific. Overall company is at
Overall
partnership.
basis, yeah. It is not a
That is available in IIT, if I'm not wrong, because there's a report which
Overall
runs
is available, overall. But in cyber,
Correct.
if you ask claims, then I think it's very doubtful for cyber specific. It may understand that we are asking cyber specific.
Yeah. See, the thing is, what the way I see is, you are saying, but so you can build a ChatGPT specific for your company. That is the opportunity in front of us, because they are offering this as an API, okay, application programming interface, right? So it is like what, all the information are in the background. There is an AI system that learns how to do this, how to process, how to understand, and how to respond, right? So it is like you are hiring an employee, you are going to hire ChatGPT for your company, for your sector, and feed all the information. It will throw out all the answers. That is why, remember what I said, the risk to job loss comes from ChatGPT. When it, even in the current form, it is a risk, no?
Maybe initially it needs to be scrutinized first and verified manually.
True, definitely. I think those things are a given. Those things are a given. You need to verify, right? See, it is like a tool that offers a lot of information for us, right?
Can you check? Can you
Yes.
check this question? Can insurance privatization in India help in a better market penetration?
Can insurance privatization help in increasing the market penetration
In India.
of insurance in India? See, here also it gives a global response, right?
Yeah. More leaning towards privatization.
More leaning towards privatization, yes. See, they are also trying to maintain a semblance of, balance, no? All the the AI system, they would have said overridden, some of the response and say you be neutral. Okay, and all these market things. Otherwise, they need to face a lot of problems.
True.
Any other questions? See, similar technology, others are also adopting, right? ChatGPT has become famous. One such thing is Glass AI. Okay, you can put your problem, okay, diagnostic problem. It can generate a clinical plan. Any of you want to, share a problem for which you are looking for a medical advice? Any of you looking for any?
How to get rid of knee pain?
Okay, it will ask for some information because it is like a diagnostic, no? Let's female, let's say 50 years age, 50 years old, having knee pain for the last 6 months, tried painkillers, but it is not helping. You would have possibly taken X-ray. X-ray is not showing any issues. Okay, this could be the otherwise healthy person, otherwise no other problem. Okay, let's ask for a clinical plan. You can go on giving additional things. Let's see what it comes up with. See, wow. It says it is recommending what are the tests you need to do. MRI of the knee, blood test for rheumatoid arthritis. It says what is recommended is physical therapy. It is suggesting NSAID, right? Like paracetamol and all that. Joint injections with steroids, corticosteroids. The more specific you go,
likely diagnosis.
Likely diagnosis, yes. See, if you add more information about the health situation, it can give very specific inputs. Right? Now let's ask the same question to ChatGPT.
So a small question, but if we go in a Google search engine also, I think this information would be available, no? How it is different then?
The difference is if you go and search for it, you won't get the specific thing, no? It will be presented in so many data.
Can we simultaneously check in Google also?
Yeah, we can do. We will search for
copy paste the same question.
Yeah. You just copy paste it. It is not giving any specific thing, no, here. See this, it is giving a lot of things. It talks about knee pain. It talks about symptoms and causes, how to choose. It is not a specific thing, no. Here it is like telling, it's as if, you have a doctor next to you.
So earlier was the exhaustive information. This is in particular.
See, you may, yeah. It is like for you or for a person, let's say your friend or relative.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right? Yeah. And let's ask the same question in our ChatGPT. Okay, otherwise no problem. What do you suggest? See, it says I do not have the ability to diagnose. See, it is also telling MRI. It is talking of corticosteroids. Okay. It is giving all the disclaimer.
Govind, can we ask him
Govind,
one question?
I have a
Yes.
question.
Ask him a question. Where is the origin of the COVID-19 virus in which country? Because
Virus?
COVID-19 virus.
Okay.
It will give a confusion answer.
No, let's see, no? Because you have to black test it. It's too diplomatic.
Yes. See, that's what they would have trained, because when they give this out as a commercial product, they don't want to face some kind of legal problems, right?
Govind, I have a
Please,
question.
please.
How do you think this chat GPT can help us in our, will it
How do you
help us
think?
in, you mentioned in preparing the presentation, it help in preparing a PowerPoint presentations. Now, if I have to write an email to somebody,
Let's ask
think
ChatGPT itself, no? How do you think ChatGPT can help us in day-to-day work in an office? Can we
Please make
program?
it as an insurance office.
We will ask this, yes. Providing answers to frequently asked questions, improving customer service, enhancing collaboration. See, the biggest thing I see is, Arul, in improved productivity. Okay, that is the biggest benefit. ChatGPT can be integrated into different systems. Okay, as Selva sir mentioned, how can ChatGPT help an insurance company? Let's ask this question. How can ChatGPT help an insurance company? Improving customer service, streamline claims processing, enhancing underwriting process, providing product recommendations. In my opinion, the product recommendation is a big one, sir. It can even be integrated into fraud detection systems, right? So once ChatGPT is integrated into your fraud detection system, product recommendation system, claims processing system, it can throw out all the necessary information, thereby improving productivity. That is the biggest opportunity. Any other question?
Sir, use
How
of
is
Yes.
like
blockchain. Use of
reducing fraud?
blockchain.
Yes.
Use of blockchains in insurance.
Yeah. What is other question? I'll see if I can combine the two.
I just wanted to understand how it is like reducing fraud.
See, reducing fraud, you understand the patterns, it can analyze data also. Of course, once you integrate into your systems, it can identify new patterns. It is possible.
Like login credentials of the employees. If someone
See, there are different ways, for example, different aspects of fraud. One is, employer related fraud. Another could be claims related fraud, right? So it can analyze the data and provide information.
But ChatGPT is related to feeding of internal companies' data, right?
See, what you are seeing now on your screen is a global one, right? Now, ChatGPT is giving an API, that is an interface that I can integrate with the company systems. Once that is integrated, okay, ChatGPT technology can access the internal data and provide insights to you. So that is future. We are not there yet. It will happen in a matter of 6 months or even lesser.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. How can blockchain be used in insurance industry?
Let's be specific to Indian insurance company.
Sorry, specific to
Indian insurance company.
Indian insurance. Okay, I'll stop this. To Indian insurance industry. Streamlining claims processing, enhancing underwriting process, improving fraud detection, tamper-proof ledger of transactions. See, one thing you need to understand, blockchain is everyone needs to collaborate. It cannot be done by one company. All the insurance companies should come together and create. Only then blockchain can succeed.
Yeah, that is agreed.
That is the biggest roadblock, right?
Yes.
See, for example, for doing all the verifications, right? Customer verifications, that data can be fed into the system, no? So that is where it is headed. I'm sure it will happen in future. Someone asked about, the fraud, right? There was one more question. Can you please state that? Apart from the lady who just spoke earlier. Let me ask in an insurance company. Give me specific inputs. I'm forcing, okay? Automated fraud detection, right? Real-time claims analysis. It can improve customer service. Risk assessment, I think that's an important one, real-time risk assessment. Verifications process. All these are specific instances, right? Any other question? I earlier asked, I think in the interest of time, that is an interesting question. I am working, in an insurance company. What is that? I want to, get a promotion. What should I do? Right? Yeah. I'm a vice president in an insurance company. I would like my next role to be a COO. Okay. What should I do? It says develop your leadership and management skills. Gain a deeper understanding of company's operations. Build relationship with key stakeholders. Expand your network. pursue relevant education and training, maybe do an executive MBA, demonstrate your value, okay, seek feedback and mentorship, okay, consider seeking mentorship from a senior executive in the company. By taking these steps, you demonstrate your readiness for a COO role, position yourself for advancement, and increase your chances for being considered for a COO position in the future. Brilliant, no?
It fell short by giving best wishes.
It fell short?
By giving best wishes, I said. It should have given
Yes, it should have said best wishes. Yes.
Yeah, can I add one more question?
Please, please.
Just for curiosity's sake, what it says. Which type of personal insurance products are likely to be better received in the rural and semi-urban areas of India?
Products will be well received in the Indian rural market.
Yes.
Health insurance, yeah. Agricultural insurance. Micro insurance. Good, it didn't mention other types of insurance, no? The number one it said is health, right? I think it's a good one. Any
Govind,
challenges you have in your job? Yes.
Can we ask him very specific questions? Ask ChatGPT about the solvency ratios of the insurance companies in India, especially in general insurance, and ask him to put the latest one. I think he is updated only up to 2021. Okay.
Yeah.
So at least in 2021, see, till now, what I feel that this is given as a generic information, as an opinion. Okay. When you ask data, and if he has a data, let's cross verify the same, and the efficiency of the ChatGPT would be then proved. Like you are saying that APIs, if integrated with the company's database, it can produce a marvelous results. So can it be done in the public database? Let's check it out.
See, again, it is definitely, I think they have restricted it.
Yeah, so I feel that as a generic, what you call interface, he is giving you the basic information or the basic understanding only. But if you go on development its skills and comparing and what you call committing yourself to your own company, I think it can give you good results. Like it seems like it's a very developed AI tool.
Correct. You're absolutely right. And it can definitely give pertinent. I think they have restricted it. Okay. Just
Yeah,
so that
even the
legal.
latest thing, like every day it is in the papers. Ask it about the Hindenburg report on Adani. What is
It
your
will not
suggestion?
know because it is 2022 data.
No, but it
2023.
can comment on the others reports, which it has been given in, since 2017. Let's be specific. Are you authenticating these reports? What do you say? Like, are the correct reports? Just ask him his opinion.
About Hindenburg report.
Yeah,
it says it's a
Hindenburg report.
controversial,
Yeah,
widely
let him
discussed
comment
financial.
on.
It's being diplomatic.
I think it has been driven as a diplomatic.
As a diplomatic, yes, you're right. Says it's not a recognized financial source. It resorts to sensationalist approach. See, it is taking a very, what do I say? Controlled, measured response.
Yes.
Can I ask one thing?
Yes.
Can we check a growth pattern of insurance industry in last 2 decades? I'm just expecting growth chart in terms of GDP itself, or maybe some GWP.
Insurance companies in India
No, insurance industry. as
Yeah,
such, no?
last 2 decades.
In terms of any specific GWP. GWP.
What is
Gross
it?
written
GWP?
premium.
Gross?
Gross written premium.
Gross written premium. Sorry, okay. Let it complete that. See, it at this point it cannot provide any graphs and all that.
Okay.
Can it be futuristic also? Like, can we ask him the future of our nature? Like, is world temperature is going up? Like, how it will affect in 2050?
Let's ask that. Okay. What will be the
Global
temperature?
warming
What will be
effect
the
in
temperature?
2050, 60, whatever the case may be.
What will be the
Let's
average
have the
temperature of the
opinion.
world?
Global warming would be the right keyword, I think so.
Yeah. It is difficult to predict with certainty. It's a significant increase. It's not telling the exact amount.
With quick time check. We
Yeah,
just touched
at the top of
base.
the area. You
Yes.
can add. I'm more or less done, Arul. Any last questions?
See, what's really fascinating is it's able to understand the question very, very precisely.
Yes, that's the beauty. That's the beauty, actually. That is the beauty. Yep.
We'll probably take one final question and then we'll wrap it up. Everybody
We
seems
ask
to be,
questions like,
they want to be asking the ChatGPT the question, Govind. Nobody wants to ask you the question. So any questions for Govind here and for me?
Arul, can you just throw some light on what exactly is machine learning? How does it compare with these things, whatever we discussed?
Machine learning.
Yeah, right. Something we keep hearing often, not much knowledge about it.
Yes, sure. Govind?
Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Right. So the machine learning, right, the whole technology that is behind the ChatGPT is known as machine learning, or a more advanced form of machine learning, specifically known as deep learning. Okay. Here we are talking of systems that learn, right? Systems that learn from past patterns. That is why this is known as artificial intelligence. Okay. System that learns. Arul, you want to add to that? Yep. So this is basically, comes under artificial intelligence technology, right? Artificial intelligence technology is about bringing intelligence into software. And the technology that drives AI is known as machine learning. Here the machine learns. When we say machine, we are referring to software. Okay. It learns to identify patterns in data so that it can predict the future.
So can you please come again?
Yes. For example, let's take the example of fraud. Okay. In my data set, insurance data set, the system will understand the patterns that contribute to fraud. Right? And when I say patterns, it is not a linear pattern. Right? Linear pattern is someone from someone having an old vehicle, right? Claiming a large amount, suddenly claiming a large amount, right? You don't need AI systems for that. You know that already, no? You just need to choose these two fields and do a filter in your Excel and you will know. But when I say patterns, it identifies the subtle aspects in your data. Okay. Maybe it identifies a particular type of car, right? In the case of motor insurance, right? Maybe it identifies a claim that happens during certain times of the day, maybe from say 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I'm just throwing an example. It can consider 10 or even 50 factors. I can't even create a graph to show a 50 factor visual, no? I can only visualize 2 dimensions. So the systems can think in multiple dimensions and identify the patterns behind fraud. That's how the systems work. It is all about uncovering pattern.
Am I right if I say that artificial intelligence emanates from machine learning?
Artificial intelligence is like an objective. It is driven by machine learning.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, right.
It is like you have a car. It is used for transportation. But what is the car is driven by? Car is driven by the engine, right?
Right.
So that's how machine learning is.
I just
Please go ahead.
I just add one more thing about ML. Let's try and pick me. Let me try and pick up an example in insurance industry. The people who worked in claims a lot would be able to pick the potential fraud cases. It comes by experience. We all know that, right? So an ML, and it's a language where you can teach the ML the same thing that the claims manager has learned over a period of many. If we are able to do that, feed the necessary information into the machine language, then the machine language could also become very close, if not same or even better. It could come very close to an experienced personnel in picking up the the potential fraud cases. Now, there's always a question right now, is it cannot do as, but the thing is getting better. I think in the initial what it used to take and only about a couple of hours now. So technology is becoming much better, and in very near future, we will have a system which can learn much faster than human beings and able to predict these kind of pick up the potential for cases very easily. ML is nothing
Arul,
but have learned. Sir, yes, sir, you've raised your hand, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Arul, one question to you. Let us assume we are feeding all the underwriting manuals as well as claims manual to chatbot, and then later on to ChatGPT. Then later on we feed the claims information. Will it really tell us whether the claim is admissible or not in a matter of seconds?
Sir, it can. I will take this opportunity to explain in a slightly different way. For what we have seen on ChatGPT is, how it can replace Google. That's when it comes to insurance companies, we have a lot of people from. There is another thing that's catching up, which is called a chatbot, basically, which is like it will help the customers register a claim with the company. It'll do some regular things that the customers. You can automate regular things that the customers are doing currently. ChatGPT. Forget about what it can answer, and it can analyze the macroeconomy and things like that. But for an individual company, ChatGPT can be in fact, this is called a real chat. First, and like you said, put in all necessary information and have a real, digital conversation with the customers. So That's the first thing ChatGPT can do. The technology, you can, as you can see in all these, it was intelligent enough to answer very diplomatically. That's somebody said, "Oh, it's very diplomatic." Yeah, it's very diplomatic. So that's the kind of conversation you want to have with your customers, right? So that can be achieved, and with proper feeding of the data, underwriting data, and claims data, we could share more accurate details with the customer instantly. Definitely. So that I think would be more relevant to the insurance companies. People who are in sales and in claims, looking at how do I use this technology. This is the real, the first real chatbot. Whatever we've been having last few years is nothing, better than an improvised version of IVR. So
Yeah.
this can
Sir,
actually
to add to
the
what
technology
Arul
can
mentioned,
interact
it
with
is
your
definitely,
customers.
yeah,
That is something we can see it.
yes. Yeah.
Arul,
Sir, what yep.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, Arul, thank you.
To the best of my knowledge, if I can add a point here, see,
Yes.
some of the TPAs have started using something called as claims engine, which has a lot of logics built in with yes or no limits, etc., etc. That's very close to the question which was asked by this gentleman here. I think that's quite possible, I believe.
Yep. Very, very much. See the again, the current state, that's what I was trying to tell. Okay. What, this is my our understanding. Okay. Many of the insurance companies are into, the scorecard approaches, right? Like if it is from a customer, with you have built some rules, right? So if those rules are not met, you possibly think the fallouts are potentially fraudulent cases. But AI is much more than that. I think that is the huge opportunity for the insurance industry. It is again our understanding that only few companies are doing at that level. Number two, now ChatGPT is coming, which is it's a completely new thing. Okay, so like what you people asked, right? It can work with existing systems. So suppose you have to take a decision whether a policy should be given to a person or not. What should be the the underwriting thing? All these things ChatGPT can take a decision. Today it is not available, right? The API, we don't know in what form it is going to be available. Once it is available in a matter of months, we all will start using. And even if, let's say, we are not satisfied with it, when ChatGPT 3 becomes ChatGPT 5 and ChatGPT 10, again, sky is the limit. That is where, we are talking of a really advanced system. What we call, in the world of AI as strong AI. Okay. Again, please note our current state of AI is only weak AI, where we are today. When ChatGPT becomes GPT-5, GPT-10, it becomes strong AI. It's like what we see in movies.
Govind, sorry to take your time. One
Please,
more
please.
small question. One of my friend here who is part of this program wants to know what ChatGPT says about one particular question. If you can run this question, what are the flaws in our insurance marketing in India?
What are the
Flaws in our insurance marketing in India?
What are the flaws?
FAWS.
In Indian insurance.
Yeah, correct. You can make it specific to general insurance or whatever it is.
General insurance. I think some issues.
I think that's a general question, which I think I was really expecting a reply from.
I was curious to know
ChatGPT.
how diplomatic it can be now.
Yeah. Number of challenges and flaws. Low penetration. Lack of awareness. inadequate regulation.
Amazing, very relevant ones.
Yeah. See, again on fraud, I just want to add that, see, it's not that fraud is high in middle income and low income countries. Fraud is high even in high income countries. So I feel fraud is universal. Okay.
One of the frauds
I
that
now hand it back
we
to
always,
Arul. Yeah. Sorry, Arul. could you come
final
again?
word from my side. Go with one of the frauds that when we talk about frauds in insurance, we always talk about somebody trying to make a false claim for with their policy. But what is being overlooked a lot is the what's called the aggravate or the increase. The actual claim is only about rupees. We end up paying 15,000 rupees. Right. So that's even it's, if you imagine, it's very difficult for a human to catch those kind of claims with the the AI system and the fraud detection tools. It not only does predicts which is more likely to be fraud, but where the amount is exaggerated. So that's something, the exaggerated claim is something that's not being caught a lot by the insurance companies.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the future, the technology will play a big role in capturing, that as well.
Yeah.
So going, I think it's 20 minutes past our close time.
Yes. Arul, you want to talk about that, the program, the AIML program? Maybe we can close.
Yes, very briefly. Yes, Govind. So we are devising a training session, an educational program on AIML for senior managers and executives, and with very specific, focus on the insurance industry. And we will be launching that. This is nothing to do with the company or anything. This is just a training program that we are planning to launch it by next Saturday. And I think I'll share all the details about the program with all of you. I've noted down all the participants' name. So I will share it. If you'd like to learn more, Govind will be the trainer for that one. And I've requested Selva sir. Many of you here knows Selva sir. I've requested Selva sir also to be part of the program as a mentor, and he has agreed to do that one. So Govind sir and Selva sir will be, teaching AI and insurance-specific AI. And the launch date is tentatively next Saturday, and I will share more details about the course as well with all of you. If you're interested, you can join that session. It is, it is a 2 months program with the concepts of AI. There is no coding involved in it. You need to. It's not like a developer program. This is more for the managers, understanding what the concepts of AI and how it can be used in our industry, in insurance industry. Yeah, these are the some of the topics we would be covering. What is the the math behind and the analysis and everything. And the anomaly detection is one. We keep talking about it. The fraud detection logic and Krishnan, good evening, Krishnan. Can I request you to unmute?
Is he driving or something?
Maybe. Just want to share, Krishnan attended this program a few months back, and I thought I'll request him to share his and opinion feedback about this one. So that's why I invite. Anyway, so let's wrap it up. Thank you. I want to thank all the participants to Saturday evening and attend the session. I hope we give something back to you and you take something from this session. Thank you so much. Thank you, Govind, for tweaking the session for insurance specific and asking a lot of insurance specific questions to
Sir,
ChatGPT.
Selva sir has got some, I think he's raised his hand. Anything he wants to say? Sir, please go ahead.
Yeah. Because see, one thing what I find in our industry, especially insurance industry, it is the current awareness about the developments. That is the reason why when ChatGPT, when you had proposed, we grabbed the occasion. So, and what we feel is like in another few months or maybe another few years, this is going to be the order of the day. So any support, any help from you people like you, like the technocrats, will be a great help for the developing people like our people. So we would love to hear from you, know from you, and definitely we would love to hear from you a lot. And thank you for your time today, and thank you, Mr. Arul, and thank you, Mr. Govind.
Sure. Thank you, sir.